everybody, it's Craig with LazerModels. We're going to go ahead and put the box together today, and if you hear any noise in the background, like little kids yelling and screaming, got my grandbabies here today, so trying to film and have them in the house makes it a little tough, but hopefully they won't get too loud. Anyway, here we are. We're going to go ahead and follow the Box 2.0 directions step by step, and all you need are glue, paper towels, the pieces, and then we're ready to go. So let's get going. All right, the box, you need the bottom piece, and then we need the sides. So we're going to be using side P1. These all have numbers on the bottom, so we're going to grab P1. These also have numbers, so we're going to put P1 into 1A. So it's just going to go like this. So we're going to glue it right there. A little bit of glue. Doesn't take a whole lot. You don't want glue oozing out everywhere else. So that's P1. Then we're going to go to repeat steps 1 with panel 3. So we're going to go with P3 over here. And just like that. Step 3 talks about glue P1 tabs 1B and P3 tabs 3B. Now we're going to be grabbing this piece right here. And what it's going to be is this piece here goes there into there. And so we start making a box. So let me get a little bit of glue on here. So there and there. And there it is. So now it's kind of wobbly. That's all right. We're just going to go turn it this way because our next step is going to be putting the other two sides on. So step 5, step 6, we'll get into a little later, but we're going to go ahead and put these two sides on first. So let me turn it right here so I can work on it, get P2. That'll go here. Oh, don't want to forget the glue up here too now. We're doing 2 steps at once now. So we're going to put this in. Rock that back and forth till it lines up. Do the same thing here. And today also we're going to show you another step that's not in the directions. I had a customer show this to me. And kind of cool idea. We will eventually put in the directions for everybody can have it. But if you're watching the video, this is a little extra step for you guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the back side, P4. So how do we find the back side? The numbers are covered. The panel on the front, that's the front side, back side. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab number 4. It is marked down here. It's hard to see. But it also says LazerModels.com, made in the USA. That piece will go into the slot right there. So when we're gluing these, we're going to be gluing a handful of them and stuff. You want to be careful to only put the glue in this area because you don't want the glue oozing out all over the place. So this is the top. Up here there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff, so we just a little bit there. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and put that there. Push it down, push it in against it. That's pretty much that step. So now we're going to do all 3 panels. The only one that's important, oh, my bad. Remember I said the back side? Back side. I don't even need to put any more glue on here. It's going to hold. Maybe not. Listening in the background, I see hear the grandbabies running around out there. So on the front side is the one with the door panel. Not even sure you need the glue on the bottom because you're gluing it to the piece that's already glued in, but do it anyways. So there's those two pieces on. Continue with 2 and 3. These two don't matter which side are 2 and 4. They don't matter what side they are. These are the only two that are important. I need to put a little bit of glue on these tabs because that'll help glue the little panels together now as we put them together. Being we're putting them in at an angle like this, sometimes you've got to struggle a little bit to get them to pop in. But once they're in, they're in. They're perfectly good. So let's get this one. Again, a little bit of glue on the tabs. I'll set that together. Okay. Sometimes you're going to have to pull out a piece because they won't quite fit in or something because this one's pushed a little bit or whatever. So just flex it out a little bit till you get it. Kind of push it together a little bit. Just make sure all that glue is going to hold real tight and stuff. So at this point in time, we have gone ahead and finished all the way to step 6. Now, remember I was telling you about the little special thing we're going to do? We're going to make it into a little lamp. This next step calls for you to glue this piece on, right here. Okay? We're not going to glue it on. We're just going to set it there. Because what's going to happen is this becomes a lid. You can glue tissue paper to the inside of here. Get one of those little LED lights, battery operated, set it in there, and then the top goes back on. Now you have little glowing lights inside. So, again, if you want to glue it on, feel free to. If you want to use it as a lamp, don't glue it on. Just set it there. Well, you know what? Just set this aside because we're going to flip this over. So, we're going to work with this piece and this piece. This one has marking on it, front door side. Front door side. Okay, so that's front door. This will end up going that direction. Now this is going to get glued onto here. And you got to be careful with this one. The reason why is what ends up happening is this gets glued onto here. Flush to the edges, flush to the side. No glue on the back, because what happens is, remember this is a secret storage box. This piece has to be able to slide. Too much glue in any of these, it's not going to slide. So what you want to do is the directions tell you to put a little bit of glue on here. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to put a little bit of glue right towards the outside edge. Anything more than that isn't needed anyways. You can kind of push it down different ways. Main thing is just get it there, just like that. Here it is. And now this piece here is just going to set into here. So what we've done is we've gone ahead, done step 8. We're going to let this go ahead and dry right now. And then we're going to go from there. I'll be right back. Let me check on the grandbabies. Alright guys, we're back. This sat here and dried for a while. Step 10 says put this in, as we've talked about. Make sure there's no glue oozing out anywhere. And if you don't use a lot of glue, it's not going to ooze out. Next steps. Flip this box over. Okay, because we're going to work on the bottom now. Okay, step 12 says, put glue on the base. Only the sides of the base. This base here. No glue on the back side, side 3. So here's the front, here's the back. So let's turn it this way so we don't make a mistake. No glue back here. Some people, you know, if you get confused or you're worried about it, you can take a pen and just kind of scribble on there to remind you not to put any glue on there. You'll never see it. It's getting covered. So, again, okay, here, let me show you what's going to happen. Okay, this piece here is going to glue onto here, just like that. Okay, you're going to end up putting it down. These little corners are going to line up with these little corners. So just like that. So let's put that in. Remember, no glue. Again, glue towards the outside edge only. We do not want this to ooze into the slide area. Okay. No glue back here. Okay, I'm going to try to hold this and show it to you if it doesn't slide. What we're trying to do is line up that little corner the best we can along with that front corner, that one there. So let me set this back on here. Get to the front. Go ahead and pull this out a couple times back and forth. Want to make sure that it's not got any glue on it. And periodically, as we continue building, we'll just do that once in a while. That way, if there is a chance of any glue on there, you kind of smeared it out and you're not giving it time to dry. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to put on the side panels. Side panels, we have thick legs, thin legs. Thick, thin. Thick legs are the outer, goes over the front and the back. So this one, the fat ones will go here and back here. Okay? Now on these, just glue around the what's going to happen is the little ones kind of push inside of these. I'll do this one also. And down towards the bottom of these, you don't really need to put much glue on them. They're held in place. Now the little ones, they're going to set inside. So let's get those going. One more. Also, if you guys, while you're doing these models, building and stuff, you got any ideas, suggestions, different models you want to see us make, go to our website, go to our Facebook page, talk to us. We love engaging and talking to people. I love making the models. It's really a fantastic thing for me to do. I really enjoy it. Let's go ahead and pull this back out, push it back in. What happened is it got hung up here a little bit because these weren't pushed in. So now that this is dry and stuff, we're going to hold that there, let it hold these pieces together. All right, right now we're going to set this to the side, let it dry. Remember, originally this piece was on the top. So if you're building it on the top, just keep going there. But being we put it to the side and stuff, we're not going to deal with it right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to step 14. Step 14 is these walls here. This piece has a little, once in a while you get a piece that's got a little nub on it, whatever, take another piece of wood. And just rub it on down. Rubs right off. These pieces will go here, all the way around. They kind of interlock. The only one that becomes difficult is the last one and the first one. You kind of have to pick this up and get this piece under it and then drop it back down. So there is no, I don't want to say right or wrong way of doing this. Once you start one way, you got to continue, because you can't put this one in this way. So once you start, you keep going. So at this point in time, a little bit of glue on the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that tab, because that tab rests against this one. This one goes that way, same thing. Glue on the bottom. A little bit of glue on that tab. Alright, remember I said this last one's going to be tricky. So we've got two tabs that we're going to deal with. So I want to put glue on this tab, glue on the bottom tab, glue on the bottom edge. Lift this one back up a little bit. Set that one down and put that one back in. Okay? Let me show you that again. Lift this up a little. Set that one in. Push it down. Now they're glued together. The next step are these little inserts. These little inserts will go inside here. What they do is they rest against the bottom. Push them all, that one to that side, because this one will lock into this one. They just kind of go around here. What they're doing is they're building a false base. So you can do it a couple ways. You can put glue around the bottom. I just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on here. And if glue oozes on this, it doesn't matter. You'll never see these pieces. There's no front, back, top, bottom. They just keep going around. Let me show you how that's done right there. These will just go sit in that slot, go there, and just push against the back. Let's do it one more time. Goes into that slot there and pushes in. So now that all of those are in, just kind of squeeze everything together. Make it one solid piece. Step 16, the little top. This does not matter which way it goes. This hole was designed to allow this to go either direction. So there's no right or wrong way. Now what I do is I'll put a little bead of glue along this edge here. All four little edges. The reason I do that is after gluing this and pulling this one up and stuff, this just gives it a little bit more glue holding it all together. So now you're going to push that in. What that did now is that gave you a raised area. The reason for this raised area is this is what our roof's going to start to support on. So now we're going to go ahead and put this piece in. This is step 17. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You can put it in this way, wiggle it around because it pops through the bottom. Or you can put it in the correct way, little piece down, long piece towards the top. Okay? It does not come through the bottom. What this is going to do is hold these later. So you want this little shaft sticking up. So what I want to do is a little bit of glue here. And just slide it in. You're going to need to wiggle around a little bit to get to that. Make sure you hit the hole, put it in there. And once it's there, it's really not going to go anywhere. Next step is going to be putting 4 of these larger pieces on. So you're going to want to put a little bit of glue. What you're doing is you're building a base to angle the roof on. So they'll only go on one way. Do not put the little one on yet. Again, if you use too much glue, not a big deal. What I like to do on this last one, I like to put the glue across the edge there. Because remember, this only had that little tab holding it down below with the glue. Now we've glued all of these to this. Now what we're doing is we're gluing that shaft also to this last piece. Then we put the little one on. Okay? So now what we've got is a ledge here. and these pieces. So, what that ledge did is it gave us the ability to rest that piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bead of glue around the outside and a bead of glue on the inside, this ledge right here. So let's get going with that. And you want to put a decent amount of glue here. If it oozes out, it's not a big deal. We got our paper towels, we can wipe it off. So, set this piece against the bottom here, and then just rest it on the top. Again, the bottom, rest against the top. There'll be a little bit of gap up here, that's alright. And the last one, same thing. So now what you want to do is kind of spread this out a little bit, make that gap even, push it down. It's done. Next step, 19. That was 19, 20. Okay, this one here, it's a little messy. It's going to ooze a little bit. Just put a little bit of glue around there. There is no right or wrong way to put these on. They go on both directions. So just kind of stack these on here. A little bit of glue. Glue's going to ooze out. Wood glue will dry fairly clear. Okay, now you notice that all of a sudden the shaft's gone and we have one left. Or the shaft's still sticking there. It doesn't matter. What it is this wood comes a variety of thickness from the mill, as a matter of fact. And so we have to adjust and design for the thinnest and the thickest. So that's why that shaft has disappeared, because this wood is a little thicker than the thinner wood. And so if we had it sticking up, when we had the little wood, it would not allow us to put this lid on. So here we are, the last step, gluing this onto here. And there you go. That is one blue box finished. Like I said, now this sets up on here for a little area if you want, for a lamp. Like I said, I will do a video on this, or my wife will. She'll probably do it because she's a crafty one. You just put tissue paper, so a little bit of glue. I would use, she'd kill me if I told you this, I would take a little paintbrush like this, just a throwaway one you get. I would just go ahead and probably thin the glue a little bit, just brush it in there. But before I do that, I take a piece of paper and measure to cut the tissue paper the right size, and that way you can just set the tissue paper on there and let it dry. Once that's dry, then get one of those little LED candles that have a light in them, and you're set to go. Thanks for coming again and watching another one of our videos. I do appreciate it. Do appreciate you guys purchasing the models, and we really try to uphold to the best standard we can for you. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, contact page on our website, many different ways to get a hold of us. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later.